How is it going, everybody? Looks like y'all been chatting before I got on here. So we got Jersey, Butterfly Effect. How you doing? Let's see, Rick. So how's everybody doing tonight? Glad everybody could live in 53 minutes, huh? What are you talking about? Yeah, I'd like to welcome everybody out tonight. And tonight we'll just do a nice little lesson on a cool REO Speedwagon song. One of the regular YouTube videos I did recently was it was some REO Speedwagon riffs, and somebody actually left a comment requesting to do this song, and I wish I knew who it was, but I don't. So hopefully you're out there watching. Oh, and also the tabs. When you download, there's a link in the description. You can download the tabs for this song we're going to be doing. But you want to go look at that, or when you download it, make sure there are 3 pages. And if you downloaded it earlier, you may have only gotten 2. You want to make sure you get that 3rd page. It was a mistake on my end. When I sent the stuff over to the guy who uploads it onto the server, I missed one of the pages. So yeah, so just make sure you have all 3 pages. Hello, Crit. All right, so hope everybody has had a chance to download the tabs. And so the one we're going to be doing is we're doing "Take It on the Run" by REO Speedwagon. So we're going to be kind of doing like a somewhat acoustic version of it. I mean, if you're familiar with the song, it's got acoustic guitar in it, but it also has like, heavier electric guitars and stuff in it too. But we're just going to kind of do it in a more kind of simplified version that you could, play if you're, sitting around the campfire or whatever. So let me see here. Okay. Another thing that's kind of neat about this song is that we've done stuff in the past where we've had just a second, I gotta shut my phone up. We've done lessons in the past where we've talked about like chord progressions and songwriting and how songs are put together. And this is a really good song to kind of, well, I'll just kind of talk about it as we go through the song, but there's actually a lot of like good benchmark material that's in this song for, for your own, just for your own future reference for songwriting or just for music in general. All right, so it is in the key of G major, and we start off, we've actually just got a 1-4-5 chord progression. So our first chord is G. Here, there's something funny going on with the screen resolution on here. Give me just a second. Got the right idea, but went a little. Oh, don't want that either. What the heck? All right, that's better. Just wanted to make sure we could see everything. He hasn't responded to my text message. Hopefully everything's cool. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Jersey. That's like twice now you've said something weird that I don't know what you're saying. Yeah. So anyhow, it's a 1-4-5. So our one. So your the the one chord is going to be G in this case. So if you just count straight up from G, G, A, B, C. So our 4 chord is C, and then our 5 chord would be D. So the first part of the song is just basically a 1-4-5 progression. Now, as far as the strumming that I'm doing there, if you're looking at the tabs, I've got it a very straightforward, just kind of basic strum. So that way, if you're a beginner, you'll be able to play this. But if you're more advanced, it's really easy to just to kind of spice this up a little bit. So we've got quarter note and then 4/16 notes. So it's like 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So that, like I said, that's a pretty basic just a very basic strum, and like I said, we can like kind of doctor that up. So if we're like 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you are, and if you're new enough that even that strumming seems too complicated, you could really just simplify it down to just doing like just strums. So you would just do 4 strums per chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. Hello. Yeah, what's going on? I'm right in the middle of the live stream. Anyway, I apologize about that. The name of the song is "Take It on the Run" is the name of the song. So you see on here on the first part of it, section 8, it says it's the intro. So it's kind of the intro and the verse share, like the first 3 measures are basically the same thing. So for this intro, and we can do that same strum, C, D, and then G. Now, when we come to this G here on the 4th measure, it's, and then we're going to go to D suspended 4. So your 3rd and 4th finger are already where they need to be on the 3rd fret of the B and the high E string. So when we switch up, like you're going to switch to D, just keep your pinky on, because that makes it D suspended 4. We got the D suspended 4 to D, back to D suspended 4. And then that's where it goes into the verse. So like on the original song, like I said at the beginning, that there's electric guitars and drums, it's like a whole thing. When it goes after it does that part there, that D suspended 4, D, back to D suspended 4. After it does that part, that's where everything That's where everything picks up, and like the drums and the heavy guitar and everything comes in there. So when it goes into the verse, like I said, the first three measures of the verse are the same as the first three measures of that intro. So we go back to the G again, the C, D, and then G. Now here we've got this, we're going to go to a C add 9. And also another thing too, for those of you who don't know, at the beginning of so we're on section B on the verse, so measure 5. At the beginning of it there, it has the double lines with it's like two wide line, thin line, and then like a colon. So that's the beginning of a repeat. And then if you come here to the end of that line, now you got the colon with the two lines again. So that's the end of the repeat. And then if you look up at the on the sheet music part, not the tab part, the sheet music part, it says 3x. That means that you're going to repeat this 3 times. So the little bracket up at the above that where it says 1 and 2, the first 2 times you play it, you're going to play this. But then when you play it the third time, you'll skip that 4th measure there, and you'll go to measure 9, which is the top of page 2. All right, so with this, now when it goes to this G, you're gonna on that last measure, which, see, what is that measure? 12. You're going to or not 12, 8. Can't see. Yeah, you're going to have the same 1, 2, and a 3, 4, and on the and of 4, we're going to go to C add 9. So for C add 9, it's really simple. You're just going to take your first and second finger and you're going to move them up a string each. So now your second finger will be on the 3rd fret of the A string, and your first finger will be on the 2nd fret of the D string. But you only hit that just on the and of 4, and then you're going to go back, because that's, now you're going to repeat. So now you're going to go back to the beginning of the verse again. So that last measure. Now we're back to the first of the verse. It's the same thing. So now we've played it twice. So now when we play it a third time, we'll play those first 3 measures, so measures 5, 6, and 7. And then we're going to skip measure 8 and go straight to measure 9. Sorry, man, my throat is like super dry. All right, so before I move along, God, I hope I ain't getting sick. Before I move along, does anybody have any questions? Especially if you're a beginner and the whole stuff with like the repeats and first ending and second ending, all that stuff is confusing. I mean, I know it's confusing, but if you're not understanding it, go ahead and ask. That's what we're here for. I could just blow through the whole song in 10 minutes and that would be that. But I want to try to help you. So if you have any questions about this. Or remember also, this is just Q&A, so just any guitar-related questions or whatever is good. You guys here last week when I did the underrated guitar player video? As it turns out, the video got demonetized. We didn't get a copyright strike, but it was just because of those clips and stuff I used. So doing those kinds of videos in the future and stuff, I got to try to work something else out. So you guys will get to see my experiments. No, Brad, you did not miss it. We're just taking a little pause. While I was seeing if anybody had any questions about what we've looked at so far. So if you're just tuning in, there's a link in the description where you can download the tabs, and then when the video's over, you can always rewatch it, and get anything that you might have missed at the beginning. No, they didn't pull the video. The video's still up. The video's still up. It's just that it got a notification that it had been the copyright owners. Basically what they did is they just took the monetization from, so the ad revenue, which isn't really a big deal. But I just think it's kind of funny that, some of the artists that I was showcasing on there they're not, a lot of people don't know about them. It was a lot of you guys that were commenting saying that you'd never heard of some of these bands, and so I feel in a way like if I'm like telling people about these bands, then I'm doing them a service. It's not like I'm like, here, let's listen to their whole record. We listen to a snippet of a song. All right, so if nobody God, I apologize. I don't know what has happened. It wasn't like this until just a few minutes ago. I better not be getting sick, damn it. So so going on to the next page, you can see that third ending is a little bit different than the first and second endings were. Bourbon works. Go to Rumble. We actually have a channel on Rumble, and haven't done anything live on there that I'm aware of, but there's videos on there and stuff. All right, so what's going to happen is when we get to that. So this would be the third time through. So I'm back at the beginning of the verse again. C, the D, and now we're going on to measure 9 for the ending. So now we've got 1, 2, and 3, 4, and we go to this chord, D suspended 4 over F sharp, or you can do D over F sharp there as well. So what it is basically, this is a move that you've probably already done before. It's pretty common, where you play G and then you play a D. It's like a free bird. It has that, walk down like that. But the way that I like to do it, I don't really like to use my thumb as much. I damaged my thumb in an automobile accident, and it's just kind of painful to do that. So how I do it is I'm going from the G, I just move my first finger from the second fret of the A string to the second fret of the low E to pick up that F sharp. And then I drop my middle finger down onto the second fret of the G string. And then you can leave your pinky down or take it off. I usually leave it down like that because it's just a transition chord. Because we're going to go 3, 4, and then into the chorus, which begins on an E minor. Patience. Oh, you're requesting to do Patience as in the Guns N' Roses song Patience? That's actually a good idea. I haven't thought of that song in quite a while. Oh, nice. All right, yeah. So coming out of that verse again, I'll just play the whole thing without having the pause in there. I'll do all 3 endings. So it brings us into the chorus. So for the chorus, now we're going to, well, actually, before we go on to that, so earlier I was talking about like this is like a good song to kind of look at for, as a songwriting, perspective, or just to like learn about, chord progressions. So we said this is the 1, 4, 5 being G, C, and D. Jersey, the song is called Take It on the Run. Yeah, so that's your 1, 4, 5. Now, when we went to the C add 9, that C add 9 chord still works and still counts as the 4 chord because it's a C. It's got the full C major triad in there, but it's also got a D in it, the 9th tone. So that note is part of the key, because all the notes in this key are all naturals except F is F sharp. Yeah, these chords are a lot of the ones that are in Patience. I'll try to play it from memory. So it's got a lot of the same stuff. I mean, I could do one of these like and just try to list every song that's just the chords G, C, and D. I mean, it would take forever. I mean, there's a million songs that are just these chords. Yeah, so the C add 9 is still good to do, and the D suspended 4. All those suspended chords off of the D, they're all in the key too. So by using stuff like that, you can still keep that 1, 4, 5 thing that is like the magical chord progression, but you can add some other stuff to it to kind of spice it up a little bit, make it a little more interesting. Okay, so when we go to the chorus here, we take a drastic change in the whole feel of the song, and we start off with E minor. So the E minor is the relative minor to G major. So we said we were in the key of G major. So every major key has what's called a relative minor key. So the key of G major's relative minor is E. So there's 2 ways that you can figure this out, aside from like just memorizing it. But you can do it 2 ways. One way is that we're starting here on G, we're in the key of G. So if we play up to the 6th tone of the major scale, that's an E. Or if you don't know the major scale, you can just simply go down a step and a half. So this is G, down a step would put it at the 1st fret, and then another half step open. So E. If we were, let's say this song was in the key of C major, here's a C, we go down a step and a half, it's A. So the relative minor to C major is A minor. So anyhow, we've switched over to this E minor, so it's going to actually make the song feel more like it's in this minor key now. It's going to have this more kind of sad thing going on, and it's because, like I said, it's the relative key. So now we start off with E minor, and again, we can just do this same strum pattern. C, D, G, and then that step down thing, walk down the D suspended 4 over F sharp, down to E minor again. E minor again, C, and then A minor. So this is the page 3 that I was talking about earlier. If I made a mistake, and I only uploaded the first 2 pages instead of the third, and it got put in later. So if you downloaded your tabs for this earlier today, then you might only have just the 2 sheets. So you want to make sure you get the other one, so you have all 3. Otherwise, you'll won't have these last 2 measures of the chorus. So we go to the A minor, and then we go to a D, and it's a half note this time. So we got 1, 2, and then on beat 3 we do D suspended 4. So we put our pinky down on the 3rd fret of the high E, and then back to D for 4, and then D suspended 4 on the end of 4. So. And then it would just start over again. So that's all of everything that's in the tabs that I gave you. So it's all of the parts. Now it's just a matter of you putting it together. So if you listen to the song, it does that intro, and then it does the verse, and then it does the chorus, and then it goes back and does another verse, and then another chorus, and then it goes into the guitar solo, and then goes into another chorus, and then at the very end of the song, it plays the intro again. But the only thing would be different, and I should have included that on the tabs, but I forgot. This was kind of somewhat of a last minute decision to do this. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. Great album. Hilarious title. So when you get to the very end of the song, when you do you play the intro again, it's not going to be all of it. It's just going to be G, C, D, and you're just going to end on a G. So on that 4th measure, you just hit that G that's a quarter note, just let it ring out, and then that's it. That's the song. Those are all the parts. So you had no clue that was about primal. Don't know what you're talking about, Jersey. You're being weird tonight. That's like the 3rd thing you said that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So when you get to the end of the first time you go through the chorus, just go right back into a verse. Same thing as before. First and second day. So now we're on our 2nd time through. So now we're on the 3rd time. Don't remember it. Should have flipped the page. I've only played the song 6 million times. Can't expect me to remember. Oh, no, that was right. So the A minor, D suspended 4, D suspended 4, and then from there, when it goes into the guitar solo, the rhythm guitar behind the guitar solo, I believe, is the same as the chorus. that's what they're soloing over that. That's actually, the song's got a really cool guitar solo in it too, I think. But yeah, so that's basically all of the parts to this. So does anybody have any questions about any of that we just went over? Or like I said, just general guitar questions. So I take it you guys liked the that we did last time with like the underrated guitar players, like, because there's like lots of things like that that we could do. We could do, um, you know, best guitar solos, best dual guitar, you know, all kinds of different things like that. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm going to continue to try, you know, doing material like that. I'm going to have to do something different to try to keep them from the, you know, YouTube police getting on me or whatever. Have I written any music? Yes. I've actually taught some of it in the live streams. Yeah, Crit, this song, it just lots of stuff. As the more you progress, there's lots of stuff that you just assume is going to be hard, and then when you really learn how to play it, it's not too bad. See, that's what I'm saying, Crit. You discovered these new artists because of that, but yet, you know, and I don't think it's the bands. I don't think it's the artists that are doing it. It's the record labels, because the record labels are the devil. Bands I like. Okay, that's a yes. The guitar player for Chicago, and I don't know what his name is. I used to have all kinds of. I was like an encyclopedia, that kind of stuff, and now I can't remember squat. But yeah, does a lot of He's a really great comper. Does a lot of really cool chordal things. Right? Yeah. So, Take It on the Run by REO Speedwagon. Not too terribly tough. And now, like I was saying about like the chord progression thing, the 1-4-5. You hear that all the time. It's, you know, everything. Oh, this is a 1-4-5. This is a 1-4-5. So just remember that whatever one is, you just count straight up. You know, like in this case, it was G, so G, A, B, C. Another way you can do it too is that if you know where it is, like if you, like, say you're doing bar chords, and they're like, okay, the one chord is A. So if you're playing A here, because this is A, the 4 chord is always the note straight up on the next string, and 5 is a whole step up from there, and they're always major. So in this case, it would be A major, D major, and E major. Nuno, as in Nuno Betancourt? Yes, he's awesome. He does a thing in, I think it's in Get the Funk Out, that's just, I mean, he has lots of stuff that's really awesome, but it's like one of my favorite. It's like super, super cool. Even you can play at Jersey. That's great. That's better than hearing you say I can't all the time. I take it the lessons you've been doing have been helping them. Wholehearted. Is that the one that's I can't remember how to play it. Something like that. I think that's Wholehearted. Yeah, Nuno is the shin dizzle. And he's a huge King's X fan too. So, but everybody that's like in a band is like a King's X fan. Like you go to their concerts and the audience is just 90% of them are people in other bands. Something like that. All right. Also something I probably should have mentioned at the beginning. So as you can see, I started an hour later than normal. This is going to be the new time, at least for the next while. And I will be on tomorrow, same time. Not sure what we're going to do tomorrow. Probably won't be like a song kind of a thing. I think it might be something kind of more like what we did last week. But yeah, it'll be same time. So I guess that's 9 or 8 Eastern. I guess it'd be 8 Eastern time, just like it was tonight. Whatever time it was your time tonight when it started is what it is. Yes, same bat time, same bat channel. Boom Boom by John Lee Hooker. No. I'm not sure which thing you were playing. I was trying to. Somebody said something right in the storm out, so I was just trying to remember it from memory, kind of trying to sound it out. So I was like, something like that. Can't remember it. But yeah, so I will be back tomorrow, and I'm not sure what we're going to do, but I guess we'll find out tomorrow. All right, but I'd like to thank everybody that came out and stuff. I really appreciate, the support, you guys coming out and hanging out with me and playing some guitar, talking about guitar and whatnot. And if you like what I'm doing, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. All right. So yeah, I think that'll do it for tonight, but come on back tomorrow and we'll do something else. And I hope everybody has a great night. Stay safe out there, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.